And Carol joins us now. Lovely to see you this morning.
Lovely to be here.
Thank you for coming in. We were just chatting as we were watching that clip there. It looked like you had the best laugh making The Masked Singer.
Oh, it was fantastic. It's one of the best things I've ever done.
Really?
Yeah, because of what the process behind everything, the costume department, it's off the scale. And, you know, when I was first asked to do the show, you get offered half a dozen sketches of different costumes and stuff, so I settled on tattoos straight away because I thought she was gorgeous.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and then just all the fittings, and then there's all the secrecy, so you've got to meet up for your song choice meetings, your vocal coaching, little bit of choreography, what they've got planned for your different songs and stuff like that. So it takes up the whole of your... We did it in the summer, so it takes up the whole of your summer, and it's fantastic, yeah.
Well, how do you keep it a secret, though? Because it really has... They guard it so well. I mean, that you go in disguise, you don't see anybody else.
I'm a chatterbox, as most people know, so it was hard.
Yeah.
Can't hold my own water, as my mum used to say. Well, you sign a big NDA, so you might get sued. That's always an incentive, I find, yeah.
And they won't pay you.
You won't get paid. No, I did keep it secret. I only shared with my husband and my daughter, Scarlett, because they had to help me with my diary.
Organise it.
But I didn't tell my son. He was a bit offended. So you think I'm a blabbermouth? But I just thought I'll keep it simple, you know. But they're used to me coming and going, disappearing for a week, you know, being on tour. So I was able to muddy the waters a lot with my friends and family because they're used to me being off, where is she this week kind of thing.
Yeah. What's the experience like? You're a professional singer. You have been for a long time now. But what's that experience like singing inside a costume? Because they're quite restrictive movement-wise.
It's very difficult, and it depends. Like, my hands were there, and I'm a gesticulator. If I didn't have this flipping puppy on my lap, I'd be waving my hands around. So I found that difficult. And then the mask, you can't actually see anything. So
you couldn't see?
No, so my eyes were kind of where her mouth is. Most people's masks are this much higher than their head. It's completely gauzed because they can't have the studio lights revealing anything. And so you go onto stage and they say, somebody holds your hand. Yeah. And I always just go, hello, and they go, shh, like that. And they say, right, can you look at that green light over there? That means you're facing forward. And they said, don't get it mixed up with the emergency exit light, because lots of people would end up singing to the emergency exit light. It's very, very difficult. And when I did Human for the Killers, they stood me on this podium. It's about 10 feet high.
Gosh, of course,
yeah. And I'm not scared of heights at all, but once the mask was on, I felt very vulnerable, like I was going to fall or something. It was quite terrifying.
Well, you've got such restricted vision as well, that makes it more terrifying.
Yeah, and that, for me, I had to work hard to relax and sing properly, because I felt a bit...
Yes,
you know,
I can imagine.
Yeah.
And so I'm guessing you've been approached lots of times to do this, like many times before. You've got such an incredible voice. Why was now the moment? Why did you decide that, you know what, this year is going to be my year?
I, like a lot of my peers, we get approached to do lots of fun shows, lots of daft shows, and it's a question of scheduling as well, you know. And it just worked out, and I've had the most phenomenal year, because I did The Mask, which was wonderful, then moved on to now that's what I call a musical, and then finished the year touring with Sophie Ellis-Bextor and the Human League. So it just all fell into place, all the stars lined up.
Now, we saw a couple of weeks ago when one of the masks got unveiled, one of the singers was particularly upset that she'd been thrown out. Toad in the Hole, Macy Gray, didn't take it particularly well and actually stormed off. Did you have any idea, because you would have been backstage at this stage, did you have any idea that was happening?
So you're kept very separate.
Yes.
You never see each other. I have, to this day, no idea who's in the show. Still, no idea. I don't know who Dressed Crab was, my nemesis.
Yeah, but do you not listen to the voice and think, oh, it could be...
when you're in your quick change tent, which is behind the set, you can hear off in the distance somebody performing, and I could tell he was male.
Yes.
I thought, had a very soulful voice, possibly a black artist, or the height of him.
Yes.
And I'm going to say him. I thought a sports person who can sing, not necessarily a singer, but your guess is as good as mine.
You thought Gregory Porter?
I have I have no idea. So, for example, when you're in your dressing room and your runner comes to get you or bring you some food, you have to hide behind your door or run into your loo so that anyone walking past can't see you or see you reflected in your dressing room mirror. And we would occasionally walk past each other, the contestants in the corridor, but we are all in black, gloves, you can't show any skin. You've got a balaclava, a visor. Before you get to the studio, 5 minutes out, our drivers go, can you mask up now, please, Carol? Because the guy on the barrier can't see you. There's other shows being recorded in other studios, people coming and going. So you're completely encased about 2 miles out from the studio.
So you've got no idea what's going on. Macy stormed off because she was upset that she'd be booted out. How did you feel when you got... Because you are all wonderful singers, you're all professional singers, and you're having a brilliant time.
Are we, though?
Oh, OK, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, not necessarily. It's a good point.
I was a bit bemused.
Yeah.
Oh, darling. I was a bit bemused because I was very confident in my performances. So when I ended up in the bottom 2, I've got to say I was a little shocked.
Right.
But I had a great sing-off with Mars Singer, who also had he had a charismatic voice, a really good voice. Yeah. So you can't be too arrogant about it, you know. But I was a little shocked, and I hate saying this, but my team were quite upset because we just weren't expecting it.
They wanted you to stay in too.
And like I said, it's the best thing I've ever done. I was having the most fun, and I was a bit gutted, to be honest.
Yeah, I bet.
It was so funny when we were introducing you before, and the China in Your Hand comes on. We were both like, gosh, that's a great song. Do you still feel like that? And do you still enjoy doing it when you're on tour? I know you're touring still with Tapa. Yeah. Do you still enjoy it? Or is it like a golden albatross a bit?
Can be. Yeah. Can be both.
Yeah.
But particularly when you do big festivals and you've got 20,000 people out in front of you, you barely have to sing it. And then when you get to the sax break, everybody does the 80s wave.
Yeah.
So it's become quite choreographed, a lovely moment with the fans. It's a little transaction between us. We all know what this means, you know. And 5 weeks at #1, you can't moan, can you?
It's still such an epic song. We love it. It certainly makes me feel great. And you're doing now, that's what I call a musical with Craig Revel-Horwood, you mentioned as well.
Craig,
How are you enjoying working with Craig?
Oh, he's lovely. He's absolutely gorgeous. And funnily enough, he brought a guest associate director to Woking in November who whispered in my ear, Carol, I got you on and off the stage on the show we're not allowed to talk about.
Oh, really?
But I never saw his face because I had a flipping mask on. So,
so you've actually met the people that moved you out?
Yeah. They were in other productions. But Craig's absolutely lovely and quite the softie, really.
Yeah.
Oh, he's lovely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming on the show
My
today.
pleasure.
Well done.
Do I get to keep...
No, we've done a head count. No, she's trying. Thank you.
You will be
Lovely to meet
a big queue of people trying to take these little retrievers as well. It's amazing to see. Thank you.
Thank you.
The Masked Singer continues this Saturday at 7 o'clock on ITV1 and ITVX.
Oh, look, Elvis has gone for a snooze as well as his Olive. Oh, hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.
Our next guest is best known for being betrayed on the last series of The Traitors.
Should have won.
When Harry double-crossed her and snatched the prize pot in an epic final. But the thing is, she actually started writing his name.
I know!
Do you remember that?
Best entertained television ever, but that's in the past. Molly Pearce to swap the round table for spins around the rink. She's competing this Sunday on Dancing on Ice.
Yes, and Molly's here now with her skating partner, Colin Grafton, who's going to tell us all about what is going on.
Welcome along, guys.
How are you enjoying your experience so far?
I'm loving it, but it is a roller coaster. It's like so up and down. One day you feel like you've kind of got it, and the next I feel like I've never been on the ice before. It's
what kind of one step forward, 2 steps
hard?
back sort of thing?
It is hard. It's not easy. I've got so much respect for them. And like Colin having to train me up, it must be so irritating.
She's doing amazing, honestly.
Did you take much convincing, Molly?
Honestly, no. I didn't really think about it, though. Like, you get the call to do Dancing on Ice and you kind of think, oh, my God, amazing.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
We're just watching some of your rehearsal. You look actually fantastic. You've got a lovely glide. Colin's gliding you around there. I think you're doing really well.
Oh, it's crazy seeing that.
I know, that was a while ago.
We've had a lot of improvements,
Yes.
But before you started, you got injured in training, right?
Yeah.
So what was that?
So I was doing my training with my local coach and I basically just had a fall. So easily done.
Yeah.
And I fractured my left wrist, which isn't great considering I only have one in the first place. It's not the best thing to...
Come on,
guy.
I
couldn't even cut my chicken at night. I was thinking, God. But, yeah, it was before we even met, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
So we did a lot of off-ice training.
So, Colin, you get the call to say, we have got you a celebrity.
Yes.
However,
However...
they're injured.
Yes.
So what was your thoughts straight away?
Do you know, it was a tricky one. It was sort of, you know, we were both so excited to get going, and then to have that, you know, right at the beginning was, you know, a little bit of a buzzkill, but we made the best of it, and we really used our time to our advantage, so.
So you started off in the studio instead of on the ice.
Correct.
How was that for you both?
It was difficult. To be honest, we really got close. I think because we had more time to chat and we spent a lot of time together, it really helped like our partnership, and we've got a really, really great friendship, which helps so much on the ice. But we did the best with what we could, and we didn't waste any time, I would say.
Yeah, we did a lot of work in front of the ballet mirrors, and we did sort of things in reverse. Like, normally you learn to skate first, and then you look at the fine details, and we kind of did things backwards and used the mirrors and didn't waste any time.
Yeah.
Colin, what's it like for you when you first start with someone? Do you get a good gauge quite quickly as to how much you can push it, how good they're going to be, how easy they're going to be to train?
I think, like, yeah, the first impression's always like, okay, they can skate forward. And I was really excited to see Molly had some glide. And then those first couple hours, you kind of get excited.
Are you just
like,
staring at them, like, intently?
Yes,
just
analysing.
To see what they can do? Are they good at bending the knees? 'Cause it's all about that knee bend, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. See, you know.
I know that.
I hear that like 1,000 times a day.
It's all about bending the knees. But it's so opposite to dancing, isn't it? But you're dancing on ice, you've got to bend those knees all the way. It's so weird to be bending your knees. Imagine
So you should be bending your knees all the time.
Yeah.
So when you're skating, you...
Yeah, I feel like it's a tricky one because I'm like, straighten that leg, but bend that leg. And so it's,
It's
you
like
know.
one of those things where you're just confused all the time. Like, all the time.
Colin, what do you find the most challenging? Because this is your third series now.
Yes.
What's the most challenging thing you have to deal with?
I think it's, you know, managing you and your partner's emotions and kind of staying in the moment. With a show like this, there's so many moving parts, as you know, and it's about staying calm and just doing the best for each other and being there for each other.
Oh, look at your opening routine. You're so good.
Look at the outfits. I love the outfits.
So how are the outfits going? Do you get to see them more? Do you get to help out with designing them?
We've had a little look at our one for Sunday, so it's very exciting.
You're loving it.
It's funny. I don't even feel like me when I put it on, which is a good thing, because I need, like, another persona, really, when I go out there.
Do you?
I'm a bit shy.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
What's
so
the
I'm
persona
hoping.
called? What's she called?
I don't know. We need to
Yeah, we need a name.
Let's name me. What should we call me?
I don't know. What should we call her?
Come on, guys. Need your help with this one.
Molly something.
Molly Fierce.
Molly Fierce.
Molly Fierce.
Molly Fierce. I love
like
it.
that.
Just be Molly Fierce.
That's going to come out on Sunday.
That opening number had sort of kind of Dodgems vibes about it on the fairground. Like, is there a moment where, because there's so many people that have never really been on the ice before, and then everyone's on the ice. Is there like ever a moment where you're like, I'm going to crash into someone here? Look at that.
She's
That's
got
the fun
Colin
of
to
it.
guide her.
That was the fun of it. It was so nice going out there and kind of experiencing it in the studio with the crowd, but with everyone around.
Yeah.
Because the vibes were just really nice.
How do you feel about this week?
Yeah.
This weekend is your first competitive performance, right?
Yes.
Trying not to think about it.
Do you feel
just
like you're
yet.
ready?
I don't think I'll feel like I'm ever ready, really. I do get nervous and I do get jelly legs. So I just need to try, like, focus on my
You
breathing.
need to just do some lifts, Colin. When you
Yes.
feel that jelly, lift her up.
I know, yeah.
As long as they're bendy jelly legs,
Yeah.
it's all right.
As
Exactly.
long as they're bent.
How are you feeling, Colin?
Yeah, I feel really confident. Honestly, I think our time off that month really ignited a fire under us. We wanted to come back and show everybody with hard work what we can accomplish. So I think you're going to make a lot of people proud this weekend.
Good luck, Molly Fierce.
Are you able to watch the traitors while you're doing this?
Yes, I've got 2 episodes to catch up on.
Have you?
You know
It's
who's
so
what.
good.
It's been a really good series so far. I'm enjoying it. It's so nice to sit and watch with no anxiety at home. It's so nice.
Did you when you was on the show, did you feel anxiety on the show?
Yeah, of course. I mean, not constantly.
Because you don't
but
have
it's
your
a
mobile
stressful thing.
phones or anything, do you?
I enjoyed that part, but it's more like the contact with your family and stuff. Like, I just wanted to talk to my mum and
Yeah.
ask her what I should do. She probably would have helped me win.
Just a bit of advice.
Yeah, just a bit of advice. And obviously, family support is so important, especially with this journey as well. So in there, you do feel really isolated, and I
Totally
think that's why it's so emotional. Like,
Yeah.
But you did know. You knew it was Harry, didn't you? Deep down, you knew.
don't say that.
You started writing it on the paper.
I did
You
start writing
knew.
it. I didn't know, but it was dodgy what Andrew did. It's just hard. I mean, it was such a long process, and it all went down to that one decision that I had to make. It was just
That's the
couldn't
beauty
even
of the
write
show,
it.
the beauty of the
So
game, isn't
good.
it? It's such a great part of the game, basically, that we've just they've just done such a great job of putting it into telly. What's your take on this year? Because last year kind of almost moved the dial, because last year was sort of, it was whole built on trust, right? And the whole point of the show is betrayal, and it's
Yeah.
called The Traitors. Whereas, so this year we're not seeing any of that teamwork, are we?
No, I think everyone's definitely learned from my mistake. But to the point where they're not working together at all.
Yeah.
So it's so hard to find that happy medium. Obviously, it's great if you have a friend in there who actually is a faithful and you can chat and kind of work together,
Yeah.
but you just don't know.
Mina's
Who's like
so
me.
good.
She's good.
She's so good.
It's so nice to have, like, woman power
Yeah.
in
Do
there
you
as
think
well.
she can go all the way? Do you think she can do it?
Definitely, yeah. I think from what I've seen so far, she's smashing it.
Well, someone else who's going to be smashing it this Sunday, 19th of January,
nice
is
way and not
Molly.
falling behind.
She's going to be on the Eye 6:30 p.m. on ITV1 and ITVX. Thank you, Colin.
Oh, thank you
And
so much.
thank
Thanks,
you,
Colin.
Molly.
Thanks, thank you so much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the morning.
McIntosh found fame starring in the reality show Made in Chelsea. She became a self-confessed party girl, drinking into the early hours at social and work events.
But even after becoming a mum of two, Millie really struggled to control her drinking, almost leading to the breakdown of her marriage.
Today, Millie joins us over 2 years sober with her new book, Bad Drunk, about how she gave up the booze. Good morning, Millie.
Hi there.
Morning.
Good morning. I have to say, it's a very brave book to write, and there is a chapter in it where you talk about it and you go, you get really nervous about it and you dreaded doing it. But I think it's an important book to write too, actually.
Yeah, it was nerve-wracking, and today it's the release day, and knowing that so many people are going to be reading such personal details of my past is hard, but it's really about sharing that vulnerability and that pain and turning it into power so that I can help other people who felt how I did.
Bad Drunk is a very dramatic title as well. We often talk, don't we, about people being good drunks and bad drunks. That's become a sort of a label we
Exactly.
give people.
But it's crazy to me that we expect people to be able to handle consuming a drug. And if people can't handle it and they get addicted or they have issues with it, it's kind of frowned upon and taboo. But it's kind of crazy when you think about it.
And your drinking started quite early on, actually, because you were quite shy. You would sometimes get anxious in certain situations. Can you tell us about how it all started and how your relationship with alcohol progressed?
I'd say from my kind of early experiences of alcohol when I was a young teen, it was very much binge drinking, till I would pass out, drinking, and not remembering much of what happened the night before, throwing up. I think it was quite normalised as kind of teenage drinking behaviour. And I think in our culture, there is this kind of binge drink, pressure, I think, especially with young people at parties, where it's kind of like you're trying to fit in and be cool, and you're not drinking just to enjoy the taste, you're really drinking, to get drunk. And it continued like that through my teens. I never could really know when to stop or when to rein it in. I always had an issue with knowing when I'd gone too far, and I was a bad drunk, and it was painful actually choosing that as the title, but it also just fits so perfectly because that's how I remember myself as a drinker.
Yeah.
And it was something that I couldn't shake off in my 20s. I continued in the same kind of cycle, and it was something I carried a lot of shame about. And actually, I was then drinking to try and numb those feelings of shame. So it becomes like a really vicious circle that
You got into Made in Chelsea, of course, is when you first became known to a wider audience, when you were early 20s, you were 21, I think. And actually, the very nature of a lot of the filming you were doing would be in parties and openings and glamorous environments where everyone is drinking, and drinking became a big part of that experience, didn't it?
Definitely. I mean, we weren't always drinking on set because sometimes we'd be filming party scenes at 10 a.m. But we'd often be hungover from the night before or be going out with everybody after filming. And that was a point in my life where I was drinking, most nights of the week, there'd be some party to go to. And then when I became a mother, kind of thought that I'd be able to get a handle on my drinking. I'd be able to know when to draw the line because I was now a mother. But actually, it was like pouring fuel on fire because I was struggling as a new mum and alcohol was so readily available and I felt like it's socially acceptable and it was a release. But
And a reward as well.
Yeah,
almost
and a
celebrated a little bit within society too. And I think also the other thing that happened that you can't forget the influence of it is the pandemic. We weren't in our normal schedules.
Yeah.
We weren't, going to work every day. It had changed everything too.
yeah, we didn't have, we couldn't go and see our friends. It was a very weird time.
Yeah.
After I had my children, I just knew I couldn't keep going. I couldn't keep acting how I was, and it was making me really unhappy. It was really affecting my life, affecting my relationships, especially with my husband. And
Didn't he? That you had one occasion at a wedding where you got very, very drunk, and he essentially turned around and said, "The marriage is going to end unless you deal with this."
yeah, and it had got at that point, I had really taken it too far, and I'd really humiliated him. I was so embarrassed, and it was a couple of days after that I eventually, finally got to the point where I said, okay, enough is enough now. And that was 2.5 years ago.
There'll be people watching this morning who'll be thinking they feel like they're in a similar position. They need to make a change, but actually making that first step is the hardest thing. How did you do it? How have you got to the point that you're 2.5 years sober down the line? What are the steps that you've put into place that have allowed you to stay alcohol-free?
I got a sober coach.
Yeah.
Because I knew I needed some kind of support. I didn't feel that I needed to go to rehab. I didn't feel that I needed to go to AA. But I wanted somebody that specialised in helping people to, stop their relationship with alcohol. And he really was very hard-talking and he really got through to me. And I saw him every week for about 6 months. I also listened to lots of podcasts and read lots of books. And I just wanted to learn a lot more about what alcohol actually does to your brain and body. And it started to really shift my mindset.
Did you have withdrawals?
I didn't have withdrawal.
Okay.
It's so interesting when you talk about it, I think, and the more we can talk about this grey area, I don't think it is as clear as black and white, and you need to
It
go
affects
to
a lot of people. It's not talked about enough. So it's like middle ground.
Yes, correct. Like you saying you got a sober coach, you didn't need to go to AA, but you needed to get in control of your drinking. What would be the points that you would say that if anybody recognises at home, they should maybe take action and do something?
I would say if you frequently drink more than you plan to and then regret it and feel awful the next day, if you don't know where that line is when you kind of should, the sensible amount to kind of stop. Maybe when you just feel like you can't be a responsible drinker. Maybe you've tried lots of times, I know I did, to make rules. So I'd say, okay, I'll stop drinking at 9 p.m. or I'll drink a glass of water between each drink, or I'll only have 3 drinks, or I'll only have 1 drink, and it was never just 1. So if you've tried to kind of set yourself these boundaries with alcohol before and they haven't worked, maybe now is the time to try to actually stop, even if it's just for a period of time.
Yeah.
If it's affecting your relationships, it's affecting your life and getting in the way of the things you want to do. I used to spend every weekend so hungover that I'd be on the sofa and unable to even leave the house.
You're a mum now, so you can't do that. Weekends are
Oh my God.
absolutely driven by parties and engagements and fun. And you want to be there for the kids as well. They don't deserve that part.
Hangover with children is enough to
Yeah.
make anyone want to stop drinking.
Yeah.
It just really didn't fit with my lifestyle anymore.
Well, thank you for coming on the show, and thank you for being so brave about it, because I think it definitely opens up that discussion amongst people. Millie's book, Bad Drunk, is out.
Oh, hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.
But before all of that, Colleen Rooney has been in the public eye since the age of just 16 when she'd be photographed. Oh, it's cute.
So cute.
Photographed on her way to school due to a relationship with her now husband, Wayne.
Despite regularly appearing in the tabloids, of course, for the past 2 decades, Colleen has always remained very private about her life behind closed doors.
But now, after coming in second place on I'm a Celebrity, she's beginning to give people a glimpse into her daily life. And she joins us now on the show. Good morning, Colleen. I have to first of all start off by saying I watched it, obviously. I watched the whole thing. I loved the lads on it. You handled yourself so beautifully on that show. You came across so well. And it must have been really tough at times.
It was. I got in there and day 3, I sat on that log and thought, what am I doing? Did you
really?
Yeah, I did. I just thought, what have I got to give to this jungle? Just me. And, you know, there was loads of great characters in there, all singing, all dancing, and I just felt like a bit lost.
Right.
But then we all got to know each other. We, you know, started doing trials and challenges, and then I started to relax and enjoy it and enjoy everyone else's company. I didn't sing and I didn't dance, but I did get on with everyone. I done, you know, my trials to the best I could.
Yeah.
But, you know, when I look back on it now, I'm so glad I did do it. It was an experience that I will never do again. But I got a lot from it.
Had you been asked to do it before?
Year after year, I get asked. Yeah, I thought you were going to come in this year.
There was rumours,
He went away. He went away.
And year after year, but it's just never been the right time with the kids and stuff that's been going on in my life. And then this year, I just thought, why not? Why not go? And, you know, the worst thing was knowing that I'd have no contact with the kids or Wayne or anyone. And it was literally, it was like a month, because as soon as you land in Australia, your phone gets taken away.
Yes, you get isolated.
It's real. And people don't realise how real it actually is. And when I got into camp and they were struggling lighting the fire, I was thinking, someone will come in now and help us. No, you don't. You get no help whatsoever.
It's so interesting, isn't it? And then in the back of your head as well, because I know how much of a hands-on mum you are. I know, I've seen the whiteboards, I know the skills. And I've got 2 little boys too, who I think are the same age as your youngest. So I know, like, what it takes. But for you to just disappear for that amount of time, how on earth do you go about scheduling it? How do you get the team on board? How do you get them all focused? Like,
it was a major operation.
Yeah.
It took months and months of planning and organising. And I think that's what, you know, it took me mind off actually going in there. So I think that's what hit hard when I actually was in there, was I never stopped and thought that much about it before I actually went, because I was too busy organising everyone else's life for them while I was away. But no, I've got great support, you know, family and friends around me. Everyone helped, even like people, you know, like from school, and they were messaging saying, anything you need at all, we're here, you know, just you go and have a good time. That's what they were saying. But
there's that moment where you get asked, but then you have to keep it a secret as well, of course, because the production company want to keep it a secret. When did you decide to tell the boys? Because you've got little ones as well.
Oh, yes,
and big ones. The big ones probably could have been told and would keep it secret, but the little ones would be too excited, surely.
Yeah, well, I didn't tell no one, and then it came out in the newspaper, and we think it was the airline. Well, that's what we got told. But so obviously people started asking me the question, so I just raised my eyebrows. I was just like, you know, I can't say anything. But the boys, I told the older ones, and they were, you know, fine with it. But the younger ones overheard, and they didn't really. We've watched it as a family for years, and the younger ones, you know, dip in and out because it's late at night. But then they were excited once they knew I was actually going in. But my 11-year-old come home from school one day and said, everyone's asking me if you're going in the jungle. So I said, what did you say? Thinking like he had to be quiet. He said, I just said, yeah, she is, and I'm not going with it. I was like, oh, ITV won't like that.
But it was really interesting when you were in there as well. When you came out, I remember, and I distinctly remember you saying this, I remember you saying, I just would really like my boys to be proud of me. And because you're proud of yourself, obviously, and your mum and dad are proud of you, but that's a real shift, because obviously their dad and his super successful career, of course they're proud of him too. But it must be nice to have
It was so nice when we got the letters from home. That was the first time that, you know, they've actually said the words, we are proud of you. And, you know, to hear that, you know, they tell me they love me all the time and stuff, but to say that they're actually proud, it was really heartwarming, and I, got emotional, and it was just, it was lovely to hear. And obviously I've done stuff in the past, but they're not interested in girly stuff, you know, it's more the football and the sport. So it was special to hear them words. And even when I come home, because my 2 older ones never came because they had school and football commitments. So when I come home, it was, you know, you could see the pride in them, that, you know, they loved actually watching it. And the little ones, they continued. They talk about it all the time.
Still now?
Still now. And the littlest one, he watches like clips on YouTube of it. And on Christmas Day, we actually had a mini Ant and Deck and jungle campmate in the house because all my nieces and nephews and everyone were all playing the jungle. My niece dressed up as me. And,
Put your outfit on from the jungle. That's so cute.
So it's nice that they've really took something away from it and enjoyed it, and obviously we're proud.
We said in the introduction, Colleen, that obviously you and Wayne have been in the papers for decades now, since the two of you have been together, since he broke onto the scene, and you've been together for such a long time. But it feels like you're in a different place personally because you're actually ready to be seen and to talk and to do more media stuff. What do you think's shifted?
I think, I'm a mum, and that's my priority over everything is, to make sure the kids are OK. I love being involved in everything that they do. I'm at whatever school fixture I can be at, and I love it. But now they're all a bit older, they don't depend on me as much as they did when they were babies. So I feel like now the time is right for me to then, start doing some more work again. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. And so obviously the jungle was the big thing, and now I've got lots of other little projects on the go, and yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
It's lovely, though, to do that, because are they 6 and 8?
Yeah, 6, 8, 11 and 15.
Yeah.
It sounds so old now, doesn't it?
Really old, yeah.
Is he like a proper teenager?
He is, yeah. He's been a teenager for forever.
But you have these new exciting projects that you've got going on that you're very hands-on with as well.
Yeah, and over the years, I don't put my name to anything. I actually want to be involved. I want to enjoy and like the product. You get, asked if I want, freebies and this all the time, and I don't take them because I don't want to not pay the favour back in promoting or, and so I've always said no, but this, the applied nutrition range, which I'm doing at the minute, is something that I've always looked after myself, and I think that's important as a busy mum, is to look after yourself as well as everyone else. So I've always took supplements, I've always gone to the gym, I've always tried to fit everything in, and as you can see, I'm an organised person, so if my routine doesn't go to plan, I can't get, function off it. So I've really enjoyed being involved in, from the beginning in this range.
Yeah. One of the things that everybody was talking about when you were in the jungle, and
how great she looked,
was your skin and how amazing you look. And your skin still looks incredible.
Amazing.
I can see that now. And you've got a skincare range that you're launching?
Yeah, so it's collagen, which I think is perfect for any age. It prevents, and it's something that I think everyone should take every day. So in the range we've got collagen, we've got hydration, we've got sleep, de-bloat and immunity. So there's lots of products for everyone. And it's just stick packs. So on the go, you can have them in the car, you put them in water. I had a de-bloat one before I come on here this morning.
OK, nice.
In warm water.
Thanks for that.
Yeah.
Listen, she shared everything in the jungle anyway. We've seen her showering, doing a squats at the same time. She might as well.
Yeah, but I think, people think supplements are for like gym goers and people, but, we all need it. And I think as easy, to make it easy for people, that's what I wanted to do. Mums on the go, and people do forget about themselves sometimes.
And how do you look after yourself and take? Because like you said, no one's coming in to light the fire. No one's coming in to put some powder on you. Or what is your typical?
Do you know what I think? I get papped all the time, coming out the gym. I don't wear a lot of makeup day to day, so there was no drastic change from me in the jungle.
Right.
A lot of people wear makeup every day for work and, do loads of shoots. And I think that's where you get a bit of a shock when you see people without makeup.
True.
So I don't think there was any, people weren't shocked what I look like in there. But the skin thing, the compliments that I got when I come out, it was amazing. And I was just like, I don't know what you're on about. But it's obviously it goes to show that if you look after yourself, if you're consistent, then it works.
You had a rather nice date night last night. You and the hubby. You went to theatre?
Yeah, we went to theatre. Obviously, we came down yesterday for this morning, and we decided to go and see Mrs. Doubtfire. So they invited us backstage after, and I was like, Wayne, you have to put that mask on.
That is Amazing.
But that's what, it's nice because we have a laugh. We still go out and we have a laugh. And
is that with the mask on?
Yeah.
How rude.
The thing is, he's going to get that sung at him now.
Yeah.
Mrs. Doubtfire's going to become his new nickname on the terraces.
Yeah, funny.
That's lovely.
Listen, thank you so much for coming on the show, and you should be incredibly proud of what you accomplished.
See why the boys were as well.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
It's been one hell of a journey for the two of you, but you particularly. And if it now is your time to get out there and do some more, what we would love, because to organise 4 boys like you do, and your husband as well, we could do with some of that advice on This Morning. Will you do some films for us where you can show us? Because so many parents need tips and stuff about organising and how you go about doing stuff.
Yeah, no, that was the thing in the jungle as well. I organised that trunk every day and everyone was like, how'd you just... But I think it's just... I've always been like that, and I think it's the mum in me. I like to make sure everything's prepped and prepared in time.
We need some of that. Will you do some of that for us on This Morning? We'd love that.
You make it look easy.
You do.
Thank
you for coming in. It's great to see you.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning. Diagnosed with psoriatic arthritis at just 34, Adam Thomas has suffered with pain, sometimes so debilitating that it's left him struggling to walk.
Yeah, wanting to raise awareness of how arthritis can affect anyone at any age, Adam joins us now alongside Dr. Zoe with everything we need to know about the condition. Morning to both of you.
Good morning.
And I can't believe this. I can't believe somebody who I've known for a long time, you and your brothers, you're so young, you're so vital, so full of energy. I've never known you struggle with mobility.
No.
Has such a serious condition.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. I just expect the unexpected, I used to think that I was invincible, and it turns out that I'm not. But it's been a long journey. My journey with arthritis started when I had an impact injury on my knees. I was actually training for a high rocks competition at the time.
Right.
And I got an injury on my knees, and I couldn't walk for weeks, and it just wasn't getting any better.
Did you just assume it was ligaments or...
I just thought I must have pulled something or something like that. And then a couple of weeks after that, I woke up one morning and my wrists were in so much pain. I genuinely felt like I'd broken my wrists. The pain was that severe. And so I went to hospital and I had an X-ray because I was convinced that they were broken. And the results came back and there was nothing on the X-rays. So then again, a couple of weeks after that, went back for an MRI scan. Results came back, nothing. And it wasn't until, and this went on for months. It was such a long process. And then it wasn't until someone mentioned for me to get my bloods done. And then I got my bloods done, and then they found inflammation within my joints. They then referred me to a rheumatoid specialist, where I was then finally diagnosed with psoriatic arthritis. And that was the most challenging bit for me because I was in so much pain and nobody was really giving me any answers.
Yeah.
So not only physically, but mentally, that was draining. And then obviously, once you get the diagnosis, then it's just another challenge from then on, just trying to get the medication to work.
Now, obviously, it's like sore joints, but what are the other symptoms that you have? And what was it like trying to go to work as well?
Yeah, it was tough. You have good days and bad days.
Yeah.
But as well as, having psoriatic arthritis, you also get psoriasis as well, which is a skin condition.
Yeah.
Which at the time I had it all over my body and mainly my scalp as well, which is quite tough when you work in the television industry.
Yeah, hair and makeup and
doing makeup, picking bits out of my hair all the time.
That must have been really, really tough.
Yeah.
Was there any family history of it as well, though? And did it sort of come out of nowhere?
Yeah, it just came out of nowhere. Looking back now, my dad was in quite a lot of pain, and I just don't think he ever spoke about it. But it is hereditary, and that's what worries me the most is my kids might possibly get this one day. So. I'm just doing everything and anything that I can do now to just try and find a blueprint. So, if it does happen, then I can pass that information on.
But you had this diagnosis. You were doing Strictly as well, not that long ago.
Yeah. So I got the diagnosis literally just before I did Strictly. Because, I signed up to do Strictly way before any of this. And so I just thought the pain would go away, and it just didn't. And I was like... So, yeah, doing Strictly was very challenging indeed.
So we've now got a reason why you couldn't dance that well.
You
had to go there, didn't you?
That was what that question was about, basically.
Why I didn't do so well.
That
But
was
if you look
right.
back at some of the dances, I don't do any lifts or any swirls or anything like that because I couldn't lift her up.
No, you don't trust yourself.
But again, even after the diagnosis, then you know, it's finding the right medication that works for you. And everybody's different, and everyone's body is different as well. So, you know, what might work for some people might not necessarily work for you. So, you know, the medication was tough, and also the side effects to that as well.
Really?
You know, there was a medication that was on called methotrexate, which is basically like a short dose of chemotherapy. And, you know, as you can imagine, the side effects to that were really challenging. And, you know, just being sick and drowsy and fatigued all the time. So that was challenging, trying to work as well. So, yeah, it's been a long journey, but, you know, I'm starting to see light at the end of the tunnel now, which is good.
And I guess you have to make lots of lifestyle choices as well, because it's like, so filming moves later in the day because you've got a bit more mobility maybe, and
the producer,
diet?
Yeah, diet as well. So that's the main thing that I'm doing right now, because I came off the methotrexate, and then I was on sulfazine, I think it is.
Sulfasalazine.
That's the one. Thank you, Zoe. Still can't pronounce these names.
We all need a Zoe.
You don't need to. You don't need to.
And then whilst I was on that, a friend of mine reached out and she recommended that I speak to a friend of hers who was a scientist that studies the autoimmune disease. And she recommended to me to, you know, stay on my medication, but also just try the carnivore diet, right? Well, a couple of weeks into me trying the carnivore diet, just my life changed. Like, genuinely, I just felt like my knees got a little less tighter, my swelling in my fingers went down. And I started that just before Christmas.
I assume a simple thing, it's just a lot of meat.
Yeah, literally just meat. Meat and eggs, that's all I have now. And I fell off a little bit at Christmas, and now I'm just basically, from the start of the year, I'm just going 90 days all carnivore. I've decided to come off all my medication. I know it's probably not the right thing to do, but I just wanted to try and do this as naturally as possible. And look, if it doesn't work, then, you know, I can go back to my medication, but I just don't want to leave any stone.
You're trying to do the thing that's right for you, and you're taking control of that. Zoe, I mean, that's not advice you'd just randomly give out to people, is just to ignore all your medication, of course, from the medical...
Absolutely not. And I think one of the key things is that with any illness like this, lifestyle first. If people can get themselves better and manage their illness with a lifestyle approach, fantastic. Carnivore diet is a very restricted diet, as you've mentioned. But actually, when you do a restrictive diet, whether it is vegan or carnivore, you actually cut out alcohol, you cut out sugar, you cut out gluten, you cut out a lot of the things that can increase inflammation in the body. And dietitians and nutritionists don't necessarily recommend a carnivore diet long term, because actually there's no fibre, there's no vitamin C, so, you know, you can end up with nutritional deficiencies. But tell somebody like Adam, who at one point your wife had to help you get dressed in the morning, who was in that much pain, who's now able to go to the gym and move freely because they've made a dietary intervention. To stop, they're not going to.
No.
But I mean, I had a bit of a chat with Adam earlier, and I said, just be brave enough to share with your rheumatologist, because we're all really interested in how lifestyle can work now, much more than before. And it might even be that they can give you things like stronger anti-inflammatory painkillers to support you. And if you do have a flare-up, they're aware of what's going on and can get in there. So if people want to try a lifestyle approach, there's nothing wrong with that. It's great, but always do it under the support and guidance of your healthcare team. And to anyone thinking about just stopping your medication,
don't do it.
usually it's not recommended, because you could have a rebound response. So your symptoms could come back worse than they were before, or if your symptoms are under control with medication, you could go into remission. That's not to say you never can, but just do it with your doctor's support usually.
So let's talk about psoriatic arthritis then. How does it compare to osteoarthritis, the other forms?
So it's very different to osteo. There are many types of arthritis. Osteoarthritis is the most common type. And that's this degenerative cartilage, often tends to happen later in life, that all of us potentially will get a little bit of at some point. What Adam's got is a form of inflammatory arthritis. So people might have heard of rheumatoid arthritis, might have heard of ankylosing spondylitis, which affects the spine, and people seem to be less aware of psoriatic arthritis. They're all different types of arthritis, but have a lot of overlap and similarity, and they do tend to present at a younger age, so typically between 35 and 50, but it can present in childhood. There are other types of arthritis that do present in childhood as well. So the treatments are different and they vary, but it does tend to be, like with most things, we have a treatment ladder. So it starts off, some people's disease can be managed just with painkillers or anti-inflammatory medications. Often people progress to what we call DMARDs, which is like methotrexate and sulfasalazine, which actually try to down-regulate the processes. It's the immune system that's starting to damage certain tissues in the body. So in psoriatic arthritis, often people do have the skin condition as well, but not always. sometimes they've just had the scalp psoriasis, which they may just think they've had bad dandruff, but that's a clue that it could be psoriatic. Or there's a family history of either psoriasis or psoriatic arthritis. And it tends to affect the small joints of the body predominantly, so hands, elbows, it can affect knees, and it can affect the spine, often the neck as well.
What about long-term prognosis? Because you're still very young. You want to stay fit and healthy.
What's so important, and this is why I'm encouraging Adam to stay in touch with this healthcare team, is if it's not well managed, then this condition can cause permanent damage to the joints. So it can cause what we call erosions, which is where the bones actually get eroded away by the inflammation. It can cause extra new bone to be laid down. It can affect the nails as well as the skin. It can affect the bowel. It can affect the eyes, inflammation in other areas of the body. So it's really important that it's being monitored. Because Adam's tried 2 of these DMARD drugs now, it may well be that the next step for him, if he was going back onto medication, would be to step up to what we call a biological. So these are very targeted drugs. They're very expensive, and they do come with a side effect profile and have to be closely monitored. But a lot of people, and I know people in the community have sort of recommended this to you, haven't they, that might be the next step. So there are treatments, they're getting better all the time. They're way better than they used to be. But if you can control this with lifestyle, under the supervision of your medical team, absolutely fantastic. But on a carnivore-only diet, you're
I'm doing it all
gonna need
wrong.
a bit of help.
Okay, I get it,
You're going to need a dietitian to help you as well.
But it's definitely worth having some guidance along with it. Like
completely.
And the Mediterranean diet, that's an anti-inflammatory diet that you can get all your nutrients from, and that's the one that usually would be perhaps recommended. But I'm not going to tell you to stop doing what you're doing.
Sounds like you are,
because
Zoe.
it's working.
Never.
Is your brother on Love Island? Is that helping with the inflammation at the minute?
It's really, honestly, I feel like I'm cured. It's honestly magical.
How are you all finding it?
Oh, we're loving it. We're loving every minute of it. It's just brilliant. You know, we've got the whole family got together. We watched the first episode.
Amazing.
It was just amazing. I'm just so happy for him. I just want him to be happy. I just want him to enjoy it, you know. And, you know, when he was first going into there, he didn't really want to tell anybody because, you know, he was scared that people were going to talk him out of it. You know, he's 36 years old, he's going into Love Island. But he's just doing what he wanted to do. And, yeah, I just can't wait to see him fall in love, fingers crossed.
And there's lots of rumours about it all being fixed and everybody knows each other in bits and pieces like that.
I don't think so.
It's got sort of new...
India.
Of new
She's from Manchester, so they've crossed paths before. Like Scott said it, I think Ekin-Su slid into his DM. Why does he get all the DMs? I get nothing. I get nothing.
Let's see how it develops.
Loving it. Thank you for coming and sharing.
Thank you so much, guys. I
It's always
appreciate
great
it.
to see you've got such a positive outlet, which is hugely important.
Love that, man. Thank you, sir.
Lovely to see you.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
Slow-mo as well, doesn't it?
I just love it. You can certainly feel the power in the studio right now as Gladiators returns for a brand new series. We're joined by 4 of its superhuman stars. We've got Legend, Fire, Diamond and Giant. What a great show.
Morning, guys.
Morning. When I watch it, it takes me back to being 8, and it's like the smoke and the lights and the excitement. It must be a brilliant show to be part of, Jack.
Oh, it's iconic. And like you said, I think it's brought families together again on the sofa on Saturday night. And I think that's an amazing thing.
Yeah.
But to have done the whole show proud in season 1 was an amazing thing as well. A massive achievement for everyone involved. And season 2's just stepped up again.
Because I think, Diamond, you came in and we met you at the start of season 1, of course, and everybody was excited about it coming. But the way it exploded must have, even for you guys, must have been so exciting to see the public receive it in the way it did.
Yeah, it really is incredible. It's, like you said, it's the response that it's had is just amazing. Like, from the kids to the adults, there really is something for everyone in it, and I think everyone's seen that, and we love it. And it's great to hear that everyone else does too.
Yeah, it's like the life lessons as well, where it's like if you fail, if it doesn't go right, you pick yourself up, you dust yourself off. I mean, somebody who it always goes right for, really. I mean, I don't know how you can improve on perfection from the previous.
You can't, Kat,
right,
really.
Right, I see. From the previous season, I mean, are you aiming even higher, or is there kind of nowhere to go?
I think you touched on it there. I think, you know, if you look at Cristiano Ronaldo, for example, where is, do you know what I mean? He's done everything. He's won everything.
Right.
He is objectively the best. So for him, it's more a case of just more of the same. Do you know what I mean? So that's kind of... And also, I think as well,
So you're going out to the Middle East?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah,
That's big time, that's the plan, yeah. It's more about trying to impart that on the others, do you know what I mean now? That's my role now, very much as like a
mentor.
Yeah, role model, you know, idol for these guys, something to aspire towards, you know?
Fire, how do you cope with legends?
Exactly, how do I... Well, actually, I think us being a bit of a team, we have great banter, and I think it just adds to the show. It's absolutely brilliant. We're actually a big family, believe it or not. He loves us really, don't you? He does, he loves us really. Honestly, can't do without us. And he's only funny because we're around. It would be weird if you were just on your own. So.
Oh,
very true.
But the great thing is, Fire, as well, you took part in Strictly as well. So now you've got all these extra moves that you can do. Like, there's a whole kind of new string to your bow.
Yeah, I've got some new moves coming. They're like a full choreographed routine, to be honest. Look out for that. And it's all part of it. We've got these amazing characters, bring those to life, and I think that dance can definitely add a bit of sass, a bit of flame to the fire.
Yeah. Are you going off on tour as well?
Yeah, right now. Yeah, like right today.
It starts Friday, doesn't it?
The tour's coming Friday, we start, so I'm so looking forward to that. Just in time.
Multi-talented.
To come to the screen.
So how has Series 1 changed to Series 2? There's a couple more games, I guess. And the other thing that is crucial, because having hosted something like Ninja Warrior, second series, people turn up, the competitors turn up with a much better idea of what they're facing as well. So did you find the competitors were better trained?
The contenders definitely stepped up. And I don't want to disrespect any contenders from season 1,
sure.
They're amazing. But I think having the knowledge of the previous show and seeing it, they seemed more up for it. But we knew that. We had time to prepare, and we didn't leave anything to chance in our preparation. So it is a real David versus Goliath battle, and there's going to be this fireworks in season 2. Really is. Like
literally, there are literally fireworks.
There's literally fireworks.
It was an absolute health and safety nightmare, honestly. They were going off everywhere like it was dangerous.
And you two are kind of the king and queen of duel, aren't you, essentially? Do you think the height gives you... Right?
I'll take that.
Do you think the height gives you a bit of an advantage?
I think the height is definitely... I know personally, I stood up taller on duel this year. I perfected my stance and...
Yeah. For the new series?
Yeah.
You perfected your stance. It wasn't bad last time.
I mean, it was all right, but yeah, all I can say, just wait and see, because it's pretty good.
What's the stance? Will you show us the perfect duel stance?
I mean, I can, I suppose.
Yeah, go on, give it
Go for it. I was just going to say quickly that
I got told
in...
Stand on the sofa, make it more realistic.
Make it more realistic. Actually, stand up here, because it's way more realistic.
Yeah.
I think so. I used to squat down quite a bit.
Well, I got told in season 1 that my legs were a bit small. So I had to work on my quads a bit more for season 2. So that's what I did. I worked hard on the quads. And it really is...
It shows.
You know, I think the back foot sideways, front foot forwards.
Yeah. So you've got to get the feet, Barry. Can you get the stance of the feet?
There we go.
Yeah, so from
just
feet
a little
up.
bit more than shoulder width.
Yeah.
You've got to equal the weight, squeeze the glutes tight.
That's like second position.
That's a solid stance. This is how I stand.
I can confirm the glutes are squeezed, by the way, back
the glutes tight around the back.
So I make the breakfast, make the bed.
Activation is good.
Just like this all the time.
Like a birthing stance, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
It's like a birthing stance.
Yeah.
It's
Similar stance to that, and the stance for you, Diamond, as well.
Yeah, very much similar, but just stand up nice and tall, so you've got the height advantage very much over the contenders. And
yeah,
I wouldn't compare, unfortunately.
No, absolutely not. Legend, do you ever go into the locker room and give them like a bit of a pep talk in there?
I think a lot of the time it's more, I'll just stand there and they'll just look at me. A lot of the time I find them, I'll be doing my own thing and I turn and there's like 7 or 8 of them just sat, just looking at me, observing me. Do you know what I mean?
And what do you think's going through their mind?
They're in awe. I think a lot of the time they're just in awe. Yeah.
Is that
and I'll be filming bits sometimes.
Yeah, is that quite hard to have to put up with that sort of adoration?
It is hard, yeah. It is hard, you know, it's kind of awkward at times as well. I find trying to fit in with normal people in society generally is quite difficult.
Yeah.
So I just tend to, avoid them.
You know,
I tend to avoid them quite a lot if I can, like generally. But no, it's fine. It's nice. You know, someone's got to do it, haven't they? And I think it's shining a light, like a lighthouse.
Yeah, it's like a dizzy
like a massive gold lighthouse, I think.
Yes. I nearly said something else then. There's this wonderful book that is a companion for the series, and there's lots of really interesting bits and pieces in this. Now then, Giant, there's something about one of your go-to lunchtime snacks in here.
Because it's always interesting to find out what you guys can do.
6,500 calories a day, something like that?
Yeah, that was what I would be doing on an average day.
On an average day, which is extraordinary. And you have, one of your snacks is chicken breasts with banana in a bagel
Cinnamon.
It's coated with cinnamon and nut butter.
Yep, that's right.
And you have 4 days. I think we've had one of these made.
It sounds not great, Joanne.
Now,
it
this
really
one
It's
doesn't...
really good.
Is it really good?
You've really got to try
It's
it.
really nice.
Well, we've had one made for us. There you go.
Come on then, can you feel the
So
power?
you have 4 of these.
Okay, here we go.
They've gone all out with the dressing on top there.
What
I
is
like
that? Is that
Oh, it's
Cinnamon, it's banana that they've put on top.
That looks like
go
it's
on,
got
Kat.
Look at that.
mouldy banana.
Yeah.
Mouldy banana.
You've got the salty and the sweet, the protein, the carbs.
Is it like an explosion? in the
Perfect
mouth?
snack just before Jewel.
I mean, you're not
No, your face up.
frowning it or anything, so it's
Sweet and
good.
savoury,
Yeah,
that's right.
You thought, yeah?
The cinnamon definitely helps.
If you want to switch it up,
But that's why I said just sweet and savoury. That's
Not
what it is.
bad.
it's probably important that it's
No,
hot
that's
as well. Is that hot or cold?
Oh, no, this is cold.
Oh.
Should it be hot as well? You like it toasted and hot.
You're getting like a 7 out of 10 experience there.
You have 4 of these.
4 a day, yeah.
It's a workout just trying to get through one of them.
Quite dry.
Got it, mate. Let's go.
It's quite dry.
Cinnamon.
What do you eat in a day? Or if you're training, does it change?
So you 6,500 calories, yeah.
Yes.
I'm kind of 7,000 for me normally, 7,000. And then
It's just above.
Nice and tall.
yeah, various things. I eat live chicken sometimes.
No, OK.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Fire, you're more lean. You're clean eating lean, aren't you? In the book, that's what it says. That's what you like to eat.
Yeah, I've not really focused on aesthetics ever in life because I've always focused on performance, being like a sprinter. So I haven't really looked at food like that, my nutrition. But with gladiators, obviously, we need loads of different skills and bulk up to get to bigger and stronger. Obviously, the reach that things like that help. So
I think we need to get you guys to come in and do a cooking session.
Yeah,
for us.
yeah.
Love that.
Cook like a gladiator.
You might need to wear a little more protective clothing, though, just in case.
A little apron, we're fine.
There's a little penny.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Lovely
for coming
to
on
see
the
you all.
show.
Thank you for
It's a
coming in.
Great show.
Legend, thanks for dating us with your presence as
You're
well.
welcome.
We feel honoured
You're
to be with you.
I mean,
today.
no one blue steals better.
No one.
Gladiators starts on Saturday at 5:50 on BBC Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
Just now, Martin, great to have you with us.
Yeah.
I loved Manhunt. I loved the whole Collins. It was such a brilliant. So it was a 2 series of it, wasn't it? But based on true stories.
Oh yeah, from Colin, yeah.
So with this, you went back, and this is kind of obviously about county lines, isn't it? But the whole thing is fictional.
It is a fiction, but all the machinations of the county lines are real. I mean, that's how it happens.
Yeah, you went into the research of it.
Yeah,
you went behind it.
It's really scary. I mean, it's massive. It's endemic, and unstoppable, and it's constantly looking for new markets, and it has a disposable workforce. You know.
So what's the premise of the story?
So the premise is I play Nathan, who's a single-parent farmer with his teenage son, played by Louis Ashbourne Serkis.
Who's incredible, by the way.
He's amazing.
He's so good.
He's really good, and he's really charming too. Very well parented.
It's in the blood.
It's in the blood. Yeah, I guess it is. But no, he's really good in it. So he gets hooked up. I think there's a misconception that I sort of subscribe to that young men get attracted to the glamour of crime or something like that. But they don't. They get tricked into it.
Yeah. It's like bullying, isn't it, as well?
It is. And then once they're in, it's terrifying.
Well, that line there, just look after it for a week.
It's only weed.
Yeah, just a bit of weed. Yeah. So that's kind of an... it's sort of because farming is about land and boundaries and borders and this sort of encroachment and how to deal with it, plus the fact of how to deal with a teenage boy. You know, that's kind of hard.
Yeah.
As a single parent.
As a single parent, yeah, and with the constant pressures of the farm, farming keeps coming. You know, you have to keep going.
And also, you're working with your lovely wife as well,
I am working
Philippa.
with my trophy bride.
And how is that working with each other all the time?
It's fine. It's how we
You
met.
don't mind it?
We don't do the same thing, so there's no...
You never see her?
Otherwise, I wouldn't see her, yeah.
What show did you meet on?
It was a film called Staggered.
Yeah.
That came out years ago.
Well, if you never see her, how did you get with her then?
What? Never see her?
If you never see her on these
No, I
shows
do.
and you work on different departments, how did you... Oh, OK.
What?
Okay. Nothing.
But when you get home and you have dinner, are you just always talking about that day and the shoot and so forth, or do you just park it and then talk about Shire horses?
Well, sort of, yeah. I mean, 'cause we've got so many other shared issues in our life. Parenting, the farm, the animals.
Yeah.
How is the farm?
The farm's
Is it
great.
doing all right?
Well,
What have you got
very
on the,
muddy.
What have you got on the farm at the moment? What
At
animals?
the moment, I've got we've got 7 horses, handful of cattle, 5 dogs, 2 cats, 9 hens.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
I loved in my notes it said you said it's basically just a rubbish stew.
Yeah, just a rubbish stew.
But you harvest hay, don't you?
So we make, you know, you see those giant black bales in the fields.
Yes.
So they're not much use to the equestrian community because they're too big. They'll have gone off by the time you finish them. So nobody makes small bales anymore except us.
So you do a small
We make
bale?
small bales for the equestrian community.
And is that the basis of the farm? Is what the
That
farm
is at the moment, and I'm going to tickle the beef up a bit. Can I say that?
I mean, you have.
It's done.
I think we can take it in any way
yes.
it's meant, I suppose.
Yes.
Who doesn't mind tickling some beef?
No, but I do like producing beef.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What got you into farming in the first place?
Well, we bought a farm. That was.
That would do it.
Once
That
you
would do it.
something with
Once
this.
you jump off a cliff, all you can do is fall. We'd always wanted a field for a pony for our daughter Emily, and one never came up, and then suddenly 130 acres came up, which wasn't quite what we were looking for. But it just felt like, well, you've got to do. If you don't do something, you have a grass problem.
Yeah.
You know, it'll all go wild. So we started. We had loads of sheep. They're annoying.
What's the most annoying thing about farming sheep?
Lambs are nice.
Yeah.
They're fun and they play, and then
Yeah, I like
they grow
sheep.
into
I love
sheep. They're
sheep.
charmless, and they die for a pastime.
Oh, God.
Oh, they really anything going. I had a ram
no.
once who just leant up against the fence like that and went, "Oh, I'm going to die now." And that's where he was. That's where I found him, leant up against the fence, dead.
Oh.
Idiot.
But it's hard work. People don't realise how hard.
Yeah.
I worked on a farm for 2
grind.
weeks. Hardest thing in my life.
It is, yeah,
It's
very
so
much so.
tough.
Yeah.
But what's great is the fact that you're playing a farmer, but you are a farmer, so you
Yeah,
can.
yeah.
I suppose you can do the tractors.
Yes.
You can do everything.
Yeah, yeah.
So it works.
Well, that was sort of part of the conception.
You have been quite jammy in all the parts that you've got, haven't you? Though you've had such a lovely life, haven't you?
Yeah. Yeah, and a trophy bride, and a wonderful daughter. Yeah.
Can you tell us about the show with Neil Morrissey? It's a travel show, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I haven't seen any of
Another
it.
jammy job.
Another jammy job. Yeah.
Yes, travelling around France eating, by the sound.
Eating
With your best mate.
We went up the Pyrenees. We went fishing for tuna in Biarritz. We ate in Michelin-starred restaurants. We rode Camargue horses.
Is this all set in the southwest of France? Isn't it?
Southwest of France, because that's where Neil has a place. That's where he goes when he's not working. And it was just really nice hanging out with him, like two idiots trying to make each other laugh, like
That's
we
so
always used to.
lovely.
Yeah, it was nice. It was a bit tiresome having to make a programme, to be honest. But there you go. Them are the breaks.
Just wanted to be left on your own.
Yeah, just yakety yak.
Can't I just be jammy in, like, without the
Yeah.
cameras?
Yeah.
Well, you've also written a book about animals as well. What's that called?
That's called Meetings with Remarkable Animals, yes. That's
Lovely.
yeah, it is. It's really nice.
Did you enjoy
book.
writing it?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
like the
Because
process?
there's so much research about amazing animals that have done amazing things, like mind-detecting rats, the rubble dogs who went through 9/11, the guide dog who helped people down the stairs
Lovely
of the North
stories.
Tower. There's a really there's a little piece of a dying soldier in the First World War in the trenches writing a note, and he's saying, "God bless Mary and the kids," and then a pigeon that's a carrier pigeon that's damaged lands near him. And he writes, "We make a right old pair. I got one leg, he's got one wing. Still, I'll hold him tight and we'll go on together. God bless."
Oh, I'm buying it now.
Martin.
Thank you,
Out
Martin.
there airs 19th of January, 9 p.m. on ITV1 and ITVX. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
thank you so much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the morning.
The only show on ice.
Also happens to be the greatest.
It's
Great
the
coincidence.
greatest only show on ice, and it's out this weekend on Sunday. We're very, very excited. And someone who's getting her sequins on and her skates on is our very own Fern McCann.
Despite saying she'd never skate again after an accident when she was 7 years old, she is here.
Well,
It's so good to
So
see you.
did you skate when you were a kid?
so it was an ice skating party, and there was an older boy on the ice who was like toe picking the ice.
Right.
And the back of his ice skate went into my leg.
Oh my
I ended
God.
up in A&E and had to have stitches.
Oh my God.
But it didn't put me off.
It is a dangerous thing to do, though, isn't it?
It is. Like, it's no joke, ice skating. It's so challenging. And I think that with this show, especially as a viewer watching it over the years, you don't give the celebs enough credit.
Credit, yeah.
What you go through, it's an intense crash course, and it's full of ups and downs. Like, the highs are really high. When you, like, have nailed something, it is just the best feeling. And it's so slight. Everything is like, if you're too much on the left, you get it wrong. And it's frustrating because you can't go, oh, I just want to do a 3-turn. That's an ice skating move, by the way. You can't just, like, mentally bring yourself to do it. It's a skill and it's a sport, and it's been challenging.
What annoys me is when the press, like, say things like, oh, she's skated before. They probably picked up on the fact that you skated when you were seven. That you've skated before. But you literally couldn't skate.
I had no ice skating experience, apart from Christmas time, going to, like, a rink with Sunday, bent over a penguin or a snowman, just trying to hold her up.
That's so true.
Yeah, no experience whatsoever.
Also, when it goes badly wrong, it goes badly. It's not like a lot of other reality shows where...
That pillar?
It's that pillar.
The pillar's actually falling apart.
There's not a lot of other sort of shows where, you know, you might have a little fall here or tumble. Like, when it goes wrong, it can go really badly wrong on ice, can't it?
It's dangerous, but you're so well protected, and I've got a fantastic supportive partner.
What's the most likely? Is it ankles that's the most likely thing to sort of go?
Do you know what? I don't even want to think about it right now.
On a plate.
Really?
Ice skating, yeah.
Are you joking?
No, yeah.
Ice
a long time, yeah. I fell over on the ice.
Goodness, this is not what I need to hear.
Yeah.
That is not a pep talk.
I'm so
I had
sorry
them
you went through
removed
that.
because the pins were annoying me, but after a year I had them removed and it was fine. So don't worry. You get yourself
so it's
back
gonna be-
together. I mean, it's a little bit of time off, but you know,
Get the pins
sometimes
in.
I enjoyed the rest.
Do you know what? Let's move it swiftly on, because I just hope and pray that it will all be all right on Sunday.
So when they came to you, did you have hesitation?
I have loved this show. I have absolutely loved it, and it's always been on my bucket list. And I was like, if I got the opportunity... They actually asked me the year before, but it wasn't the right time. We've recently having Finty. And then I thought, if I get asked again, I'm just going to go for it. And it was perfect time, what with finishing my reality show at the end of the year last year, and just to go on to such a fantastic production. Like, it really is such a special show. It's so magical.
And you say about the fact that you've got such a supportive family, you can actually juggle. And when you've got a family who are so solid and you don't worry about the kids, do you? And then you can enjoy yourself.
I'm going to be honest, I feel like I'm having a bit of a break. Like, I love my children so much, but this is like a nice...
It's a nice
release. It's a nice escape from motherhood. And it's just going to be a full family affair for us. Like, everyone's going to come and enjoy. And Sunday's now 7, so it's the first show that I've been a part of that she can actually come and support.
She's going to love it.
Yeah, she's
Have
really
you got
excited.
thighs of steel at the moment?
Well, I tell you what, you get the ice skating booty, right?
Do
Because
you?
You're constantly in, like, a squat
Maybe I need to
position.
do it.
Yeah, getting but are you not put off with your ice skating?
A little bit. I've got a fear of ice now, I'll be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah, I'd rather just come and see Holly Willoughby and Stephen Mulhern.
Yeah,
Just have a nice time.
Yeah, have a nice time.
Yeah,
Say hello.
I don't blame you.
But yeah.
We've got to talk, because we were talking during the break, SAS. Like, how tough was that show? Because for me, it's like it's the show you deserve so much props for going.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you know, it's a completely different challenge to Dancing on Ice, because with Dancing on Ice, you're learning a complete skill. With SAS, that was mentally and emotionally challenging. I was away from Sunday. I didn't have Finty at the time, and it's so physical, and they find your weakness.
Yeah.
Like, it's so... Because you think, oh, you watch it on TV, is it seriously that tough? Like, they don't break out of... It's not even character. They will find your weakness and they will pick. It was, challenging.
Did you cry in that?
Every day. Every day I was like,
Is
what
it
on
through
earth?
what, hunger or fatigue or...?
Just everything. Missing home,
No
hunger,
phone.
fatigue. Oh, I loved the break from the
Do
phone.
you?
Yeah, but unlike Dancing on Ice, where you get all the, like, the glitz and the glam, like, that was challenging because you don't get to speak to home and everything like that. So, I mean, 2 completely different shows.
Yeah.
They both have their different challenges, but honestly...
You're so
Dancing on Ice-
brave.
I'm loving it. I am honestly loving this whole experience. Like, you know, the camaraderie behind the scenes, like in the dressing room and the wardrobe team and the whole production. It's just been fantastic, and I feel like
Look
so
how
excited
good
for the
you
live.
are. You are so good. Oh. So you've got to the stage now where you're actually gliding on the ice. You're actually a good skater now, so it must be a relief.
I genuinely can't believe it. The
Live shows
progression
now.
is crazy because, like I said, I started off not being able to ice skate whatsoever and feeling really frustrated because
great.
I was like, how am I ever going to get this?
Yeah.
And I really just had to surrender and trust the process.
Smashed it.
Fern, just really quickly, you feel like a really old soul. Like, do you know what I mean? As in, like, I know you're not doing a reality show anymore. What would you like to do next? Because I could see you going into sort of like an obdoc or
do you know,
investigating something.
I feel really excited for the future. I had a bit of a wobble because it was such a massive decision to end my reality show. It was such a big chapter, and even speaking about it, it makes me emotional. That's why I just feel so grateful about Dancing on Ice, because it's a great focus for me to walk into in a fantastic show. But now I'm like excited to explore other passions away from reality a little bit. And
you can go back to reality anytime if you want to.
Yeah.
Do it,
nice to have a
seriously.
break.
Yeah. Thank you,
WWE
though.
winners.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bless
Good luck.
you. Thank you.
Well, Dancing on Ice starts this Sunday at 6:30 p.m. on ITV1 and ITV. Hi, everyone. Just wanted to say thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, listen, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning. What have you put, Dermot?
It's Tyler, has to be. It's
Tyler.
but it's not Tyler.
Kaz and Tyler, join us now. Thank you for joining us.
Tyler.
Oh, we are addicted. And how are you finding watching the show now that you're out? I mean, Mina's playing a good game, isn't she?
Mina is phenomenal. I was on a lock in Scotland on a raft for 2 hours with her, and I had no idea she was a traitor. And we're sitting like, who do you think it is? Who do you think it is? I was like, not you.
Why do you think she's doing so well? Is she quite understated?
She's very good at, like, taking a step back, just being in the background.
Not being Linda, basically.
Yeah, basically, she's not Linda.
Linda is like, oh, you think? Who is it? Who is it? Couldn't be me, it's you. Linda's amazing.
Or Armani, who went... I mean, she was really over the top as well,
I think together we're all waiting for Linda at the round table to accidentally vote for herself. I think it might be Linda. Oh, no, what have I done?
Does she even know what's going on?
No. She's so great. She needs to be protected at all costs.
Well, the thing is, like, we all voted for the round... I voted for the first round table, and it seems like she's just gone under the radar now.
Yeah.
Which I think is a blessing for all of us.
Guys, when you do the show, obviously you film it a while ago and then everyone keeps stumbling, but you don't see it until it goes out. So are you surprised when you watch it as to the dynamics and so on?
Completely, yeah. So I had no idea just how early people had turned on me. So I remember watching the first episode and be like, what? Someone just tried to murder me, and you all think I tried to murder myself? What? I just wanted to have breakfast. What's wrong with you people?
I never expected, obviously, watching on telly, you think, oh, I'm going to go in there, I'm going to do this, going to do that. Then when you get in there, you're like, this ain't what I thought. Do you know what I mean?
Not in the slightest,
it's mental, innit?
Yeah.
You know.
And the slightest look or the slightest thing that you say can be looked as a traitor. I mean, you had a twinkle in your eye and you did a speech, and that was looked at as if you was a traitor. It's unbelievable that you can't just be yourself.
I think it's even worse for you, Tyler, because I watched yesterday's episode and I was like, where did he come from?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It was just being
like,
nice.
Switched like
I know.
360. Like,
Tyler, your face when they mentioned your name, you were like, sorry.
It was literally like I was confident as pie going in, and then as soon as Leon said my name, I was like, it's like the pie was gone.
Yeah. But do you have those things where you start second-guessing, going, oh, yeah, why did I look that way? Because people are picking up on such kind of slight, tiny sort of little inclinations, aren't they?
It's really weird because it's such a high... It's a really strange kind of pressure because people are watching you and you forget that you're trying to just live your life at the same time. Yeah. And it's so many hours in a day where you're all just playing this game continuously. And you just forget that people are watching you every so often. So every so often you'll do something really human and everyone will be like, oh, he's a traitor. He went to the loo.
Or the stupidest line of this series is, you save people's life during the day, so therefore you murder them at night.
That was unbelievable.
I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry to everyone for my response to that.
But on a serious note, I actually got really quite upset when you said that you felt isolated in there. That was really a moment where I thought, oh, that must have been a horrible feeling. How did that feel when you started to have to walk out of rooms when people were telling you?
It was pretty tough. I understood the nature of it. I understood the nature of the game. And in many ways, I understand. I'm quite lucky because I come from a stressful background, so I can just be myself when there's high stress situations. But everyone responds to stress in a different way. And I don't want to be too judgmental when you're Tyler here, but I imagine that the stress got to you a little bit every so often, and therefore you were making decisions that you weren't expecting and didn't expect to make. But my response to it was to kind of like, well, I'm here. I'm in this like crazily amazing castle. There's a peacock outside, and look at the scenery. This is never going to happen again in my life. So
That's the thing about the show, you always know it's going to be a game.
Yeah,
exactly. So it's just just try and
just enjoy the environment. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity, so I might as well make the most of it.
What about you, Tyler?
I said before I went in, I wanted to be a faithful, and I was glad I was a faithful, because obviously with my barbering and stuff, I don't know how people ever
Everyone
trust me.
trusts you.
They ain't going to trust me if I'm a traitor. I'll be telling them they're going thin on top, and but yeah, it was just a once in a lifetime experience, and what I got out of it was meeting all these amazing people like yourself, Kaz, that I've never probably met in everyday life, and yeah, it was just amazing, especially seeing the peacock as well at the castle. That was.
Oh, you like your ornithology, don't you?
Yeah, I love my birds, and just.
What's the best birds you saw while you were there? I mean, other than the peacock.
Well, when I was at my personal lodgings, there were two birds outside.
What were their names?
Argevon, Rosie, and Jim. And I think they was going to start a family, but I was obviously banished at the time that happened.
What were they?
You are.
What was?
There were two gulls. You'd call them seagulls, but
blackback gulls.
Yeah, I mean they're just amazing. But I'm obviously an old soul and stuff. I love stuff like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, same.
Back to the traitors. Back to the traitors.
Hang on a minute. I saw a nuthatch the other day. Honestly, two nuthatches.
Back to the traitors. Do you think you changing your mind and changing your vote, was that your downfall?
That was one thing I was like, oh, why did I do that? But I do think the click that got mentioned, I think that Leon and Leanne got spooked about it.
Right.
And then they thought, we can't have this, let's get him gone. Which really hurt me, because I thought there were mates in there, but everyone says you ain't got no mates in there.
There's no mates in there, it's a game.
Well, you're all friends, and none of you are friends at exactly the same time.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Because you're going through this unbelievable collective experience, but at the same time you're there, you're there to win. What amazes me is this conversation, or a conversation you don't even think about, suddenly then gets brought up 8 hours later, a day later. I don't even remember having that chat.
Yeah.
We have to look at you, at your wonderful...
iconic
exit. Have we got it? Can we see it? It was my favourite bit of the show so far. Take a look.
Let's have a look.
It's been fantastic, and you are all fantastic people. I know it's just a game. And Joe, who'd have thought you'd have caught me based on a twinkle in the eye? On the first round table, I was selected to be a faithful.
Oh my God!
All about the quick turn.
The quick turn
all about the turn.
I'm off. Did you plan that speech, Jack?
Yeah, so I had a rough idea of what I wanted to do, because it was the last couple of days had started to become quite heavy, and I was like, actually, I don't want to leave this place feeling sad, because I've had an amazing time. And often when the faithful go, it's always really sad and everyone's crying, etc. I was like, I'm not going to cry. I want to walk away with a smile on my face.
Not like me.
But what is the stupidest thing that's happened? I was like, I need to make a speech based on that.
Yeah.
Then I was like, what if I pretend to be a traitor? And then just see what happens.
Oh, Cassie.
And then I just looked at Joe and I was like, twinkle in my eye.
But they thought they'd got you then.
And I was like, okay, I can't look at them. I can't look back at them. I just need to say it, drop it, and go. And then I was holding myself the whole way through. I was like, come on, just say it, just say it.
Who do you want a traitor to win or a faithful to win?
I think I want Mina to win. I think she's brilliant. I really do. I want Mina to win. Is that a bad thing?
No.
Because at the end of the day, you're all on the same page. You all got given those roles.
Yeah.
I think she's doing a great job.
Yeah.
I do want her to win.
About you guys?
It's a really tough one because obviously we get to know each other so well.
Yes.
And we kind of have become a family. So you're like, I know all of you well enough that I want you all to win, and we don't know what the game's going to throw up.
Yeah.
So it's
Go on, give us a name, Kaz.
Give us a name.
Give us a name.
Like, I want myself to win. I think Kaz should have won.
Sorry.
And I'm going to come back later on
You never
and
know.
take it away from everyone else.
Tyler, who do you want to win?
There's only one name, obviously, Livy, because
it's a lovely relationship.
She backed me to the hills and back. Do you know what I mean? Like she was like my sister in there, and yeah, so.
Oh, well, good luck.
But wouldn't it be amazing?
Thanks,
wouldn't it be
guys.
amazing if Linda won, though?
Oh, if Linda won.
That'd be so weird.
Can I just quickly say,
Linda can't win.
Linda, I know you're watching. I'm going to go to that camera. Linda, I know you're watching. You're meant to be at your doctor's in 10 minutes' time, so please, can you just leave the house?
Yeah, come on, Linda. Don't be late for that appointment.
Thank you for joining
Cheers,
us.
guys.
Thank
Traitors
you.
continues tonight, 9 p.m. on BBC One and iPlayer.
Up
Thank you so much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the morning.
Well done, Chris.
Yeah.
As everybody
Yeah.
was saying, and the host is here right now, Graham Norton.
I only just recorded that, and I'm looking at it thinking, I wonder what that is.
No, you were fully invested. You were 100% in
No,
there.
and I honestly, on the day I'm looking, because I don't know the puzzles beforehand, so I'm genuinely looking at the puzzles
Do
thinking...
they not give you the answers?
They would if I asked, but
You quite
it's
like the
more,
fun
it
of not
keeps you
knowing.
interested if you don't know the answers, you know.
Do you think it's actually difficult, or do you think it's being in the moment with the prize money and everything?
I mean,
else?
it's such a cliche, but it is much harder than it looks. You know,
Yeah.
if you're sitting at home on your sofa, you know, yeah.
Running in flip-flops.
Yeah, of course, you know that. But when you're there, you're thinking about the other contestants, you're thinking about how much money, when will I get a turn on the wheel, you know, all of those things are going on. So it is much harder. Even the studio audience, I think, are sitting there thinking, yeah, we know this. Just because it's so much easier when you're not actually playing the game.
The pressure of being under the lights, as I know when you're doing something, you get the most wonderful answers, and people can just sort of melt as well, can't they? They completely buckle.
Oh, no, and also, particularly with word puzzles, if you just have a blind spot, if early on you decide, oh, that must be wood, and you can't get that out, then you're doomed. You'll never get it.
Yeah. It's also there as well because people know the money that's at stake too, and they're invested because they think to themselves what they would do with the money.
Because the problem is that to begin with, Wheel of Fortune, when they start playing, it's just fun.
Yeah.
And then about halfway through, some of them have quite a lot of money.
Yeah.
And they realise, oh, I could be going on to play for the 50 grand.
Yes.
And, you know...
Life-changing.
I mean, I'm beside the people, and they're shaking. And they hadn't been shaking up to this point. Now it's
That's because you're next to them.
Well, yeah, that's right. No, it's so deadly serious. It's so deadly serious.
It's such an... I was watching it on Saturday night, and I couldn't get them. I was kind of exactly like that. You get word blind, and you're thinking, what's this phrase? What's that word? And then I was sort of remembering the heritage of the show, because it's been around for a long time. This is your first game show since Carnal Knowledge?
Well remembered, Ben Shepherd.
Him and Shep both remember the show
My thing
very
about
well.
Carnal Knowledge, which I absolutely loved, obviously, because I was of an age where...
Oh, my God.
Look at this. I was properly of an age
Oh, I
where
hope
it
my
was...
friend Maria's watching. She'll love that picture's on television.
It's very influential when you're of a certain age, that was. But, as Kat was saying, Cher always brings this up on your show.
Yes. It's so weird. Every time Cher brings up that and Father Ted, I think she's seen 2 television programmes and I'm in them.
Has she watched Wheel of Fortune yet?
Not yet. Well, I'm sure she has in America.
Because it's big over there as well, of course, isn't it?
Huge
Oh, yeah,
over there.
Ryan Seacrest has just taken it over.
Yeah, he's just taken... But it must be quite nice to go into something like that knowing, OK, this is a format, it works, it's great.
Absolutely.
Just don't mess it up, Norton.
Because it's that sort of thing. It is kind of the OG, you know. It's that one. And I'm sure you guys have done pilots for game shows, new formats, and there's always a funny bit in the pilot. And you've done all the run-throughs in the office, and then on the night you're doing the pilot, and about halfway through you realize, oh, there's a major format flaw. This is why this will never work.
And you've got to keep going till the end,
Yeah.
knowing that.
Oh, it's so painful. It's so painful.
You are mid-run with the chat show?
Yeah, we're just back tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. Who's on tomorrow?
Tomorrow night, you've got Brie Larson, Tom Hiddleston, Billy Porter, and Woman of the Hour, Claudia Winkleman.
Oh, amazing. Wow. Are you a Traitors fan?
I am so invested already.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Linda, I love Linda. Traitors, yes.
Oh, that was brilliant. When even her earrings swung. She moved so quickly.
It was amazing, isn't it? And Celebrity Traitors, they're going to do it. Is that? Would you?
No.
No. What would you? What would you?
Actually, no. Do you know what? What I'd like to do is just the round tables.
Yes, to sit there with that bit.
If it didn't have the missions.
Yes, yeah. All the tasks.
Yes.
Traitor or faithful?
Oh, it was way more fun to be a traitor.
Yeah,
way more fun.
And you can work the hood.
Yeah,
and
you've got something to
everything.
do when you're a traitor. If you're a faithful, you just
waiting to be killed.
In terms of the lineups of your show, I mean, you have some of the most incredible guests on. Is there anybody that you would still like to get on, or still, or even put together on the same couch? Because I think that's always the interesting bit.
It is, and that's the bit you never kind of know
describe,
about. One of my go-to answers for this question was always Julia Roberts. We never got Julia Roberts, and then we did.
Yes,
we got her, and it was on a ridiculously starry show where she was on with Tom Hanks and Cher. Oh, there they are, and Timothée Chalamet. And
I mean, that is a ridiculously starry show.
Ridiculous. Like, that's too rich in terms of a cooking metaphor.
You've peaked.
Ingredients.
It was a bit creamy.
Yeah.
That is a lot to have in one dish. So, but Julia was kind of the secret sauce. She was great. She kind of fangirled over Cher.
Yeah.
She kind of, she knew Tom really well.
And that's the bit that you can't prescribe for, isn't it? You just
absolutely,
don't know.
because you'd never done a British talk show before.
So who would you still like to get?
who you're going to move
We've
on
still
now?
never had Brad Pitt. Never had him. He's about the last of those kind of old school kind of Hollywood stars that we haven't had.
Yeah.
And divas? Who's the diva?
I mean, look, there are egos involved.
Yes.
Often, the thing that makes me laugh is when, I go out and talk to the audience, and then I'm backstage, and some of the guests are there. We always have to wait for someone.
Yes.
Someone always makes it their job to be last, and I don't know what that's about, but apparently it's a thing.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Who's made you wait the longest?
I cannot tell you. Some people have made us wait a long time.
Really? And how about a dressing room for a phone? Have you ever had that?
Oh, we did have that. Yeah, I nearly blurted out who did that. Yes.
Feel free.
No, I won't. I've talked to this before, but they had 9 dressing rooms already.
Yeah.
And then someone came in
Needed an
and
extra
went,
one.
we need an extra one because they want to charge their phone.
Yeah. Sounds like dealy behaviour to me.
Does sounds like very
Very
dealy.
dealy
Very
behaviour to
dealy.
me, yeah,
Right, now, look, Wheel of Fortune is continuing this Saturday at 6 o'clock on ITV1. 16 million watched the last one, so we're expecting it's going to be big.
That's pretty big.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning.
Brilliant. We're
some great
joined by
lines
Tom
in
Brittany
there.
and the new vicar, Rishi Nair. Good morning to both of you.
Hello.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Hello.
Lovely introduction. We'll come to that in a moment. Goodness me, Tom, that scene when you say, I hope we make you proud, we both nearly went watching it. How was it to film?
Well, just seeing it again there, close. It was close. It was very emotional. I mean, there was no acting required for that at all. We kept crying before we were shooting it. We were like, no, save it for the take. But it was heartbreaking.
Why now? Why have you decided that it's time to pass on the dog collar?
I don't know. I keep asking myself. It was. I don't know. I was happily employed, and I felt like being miserable and unemployed for a bit. No, it just. I'd done 5 series, and it was the best time of my life. But every good thing has to come to an end, and I thought Will's journey had come to an end. It just felt like it was time for some new blood, you know?
It's so funny because it's one of those things where it's sad but incredibly exciting at the same time, because all these new opportunities are now out there and available too. You know?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I wanted to see what was out there in the world and just, not play a vicar for a little bit.
Yeah.
It's good, yeah.
So, handing the baton over, how do you feel walking into these very big shoes?
Yeah, nervous. Big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
After Mr. Tom Brittany and, of course, James Norton. But yeah, it was really exciting, of course, but also nerve-wracking, and feeling like you need to deliver. The show's been going for 9 seasons. Yeah. I didn't want to be the vicar that came on and then cancelled the show.
That would be bad.
That would be bad.
Yeah.
But really exciting. And as soon as I joined, everyone was so lovely. All the cast, Robson, Tessa Peake-Jones, everyone made me feel such part of the family straight away. And so I felt so comfortable as soon as I started.
Often these things, you don't film it in order. Was that your first scene on set, punching Robson?
That was my very first scene. And I only had one scene that day. And, I was already so nervous. You're like the new kid at school. Yeah. Everyone's been going for 9 years. And And I was like, brilliant. My first scene, I punched Robson Green in the
Amazing.
face. Brilliant.
Amazing.
But what a way to start.
But also, it's the thing of, because it is your first day and your adrenaline's going, and you're, like, it's so easy to get that wrong as well.
Oh, my God, can you imagine? Can you imagine if I actually broke his nose?
He's a national treasure, you can't hit him.
It would not be good. So have you given some advice to
Rishi about...
I think I gave you a little bit. It was mainly about costume and sort of getting used to the dog collar.
You don't like the dog collar, do you? Is it a bit uncomfortable?
It took a while. It took a while to get used to. It's first world problems for us. What we have to go through wearing a dog collar.
But it is. It's like we're filming in the summer. It's like June, July. It's 5-piece. It's made of wool.
Yeah.
It gets very sweaty and clammy. It's not very glamorous underneath that.
The real reason I left was the costume.
Was the dog collar.
The dog collar.
And where do you put your mobile phone?
Oh, well, that was
There's
a
a
piece of
sneaky bit.
James Norton said it's just in your inside pocket and you just get away with it. And costume maybe come up and say that's not very 1950s. I say it is. But no, apart from that, I think the only advice I gave you was just you're part of the family now. Looking after Robson. That was
Looking
a big
after
one.
Robson was a big
take
one.
it for long walks. Wet food, not dry food, as he gets.
And a coffee.
Issues. And a coffee.
Oh, a lot of coffee.
Did I tell you about this? Don't give him too much coffee because
no.
one series he had an espresso machine installed into his trailer and he had 5 espressos before 9 o'clock and thought he was having a heart attack. He had to get the medic and it was like, Robson, you've had too much caffeine. So
you nearly killed Robson Green. Okay. So you've punched him and so I mean the thing is though, and I've been lucky enough to work with Robson in the past, and I remember doing a set visit years ago on Wiring the Blood.
Okay.
I mean he's brilliant in that sort of thing. And even then, all those years ago, he's always got this little mischievous glint in his eye. Like, he's just a joy to be around. His energy's incredible.
Yeah,
he's like a 15-year-old. It's like we're the most unprofessional professional actors together.
You get told off a lot on set, and it's always Robson's fault. He turned 60 a couple of weeks ago, but he is like a 20-year-old man. He's got so much energy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the coffees.
He gets us in a lot of trouble.
It's the coffee.
It's the coffees.
And the thing is, you have such devoted fans. Like, people absolutely love this show. What do you think it is about it that make people love it so much?
I think it's just what the writers and producers of this show is just such a wonderful formula. The fact that it can still work
and get passed along. Yeah.
Because I had the exact same worry as you when I took over from James Norton. Was I'm going to tank the show, but it survived because of just it's a cosy crime in some ways, but it's so much more than that.
Yeah.
It's seeing these characters that you love that carry on in this village.
I like the idea of your vicar turning up, though, Rishi, and addressing sort of the themes of racism and the sort of the impact he has when he lands in that very cosy village.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is. It's 1961. It's Grantchester, which would not have been a very diverse town in that era. And so, I think it would have been a bit silly if a character like myself came in and no one batted an eyelid and there was no prejudice, because that's not what would have happened. So it was really important that we tackled that. And we did, and we did it brilliantly. I mean, Daisy, the writer, wrote some brilliant scenes. There's a scene where I walk into the pub and there's murmurs all kind of stop, everyone turns, and it's like, who is this alien that's just walked in? So it's great that we touched on it, but it was also important to Emma, the exec, Daisy and Jyoti, and myself, that didn't become the kind of overriding theme of the season, because we address it and then we move on and we get back to cosy Grantchester that we all know and love.
Well, except I'm very jealous of the last episode of this series.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, why? What happens in the last episode? Give us a hint. Give us a little hint.
I think
it's explosive.
It's explosive.
Oh, wow. Pyrotechnics. Yeah. Have they upped the budget since you've left? Is that what it is?
He was expensive.
I know.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Just to goes Lethal Weapon, I'd say. I think that would be cool.
And you've already recorded the next season too.
We've done season 10, yeah. We finished that about 3-4 weeks ago. So it's strange, I've done 2 seasons and...
Are you excited for people suddenly see it because it's tonight?
Yeah, and even coming on here talking about season 9, I was like, what happened in season 9? It was so long ago we filmed it. And I had to kind of remind myself and make sure I'm not talking anything about season 10 because my head's in season 10. But
And what is going to be your relationship with Robson? Because you leave the first episode, it's your first episode that you're in, on such a lovely note where it's you're right about when you walk into the pub and it all goes quiet, and then you end the episode, you and Robson discussing football, and it's just the two of you talking together. What is your relationship going to be like with him?
It's on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously they butt heads when they first start.
Yeah.
They don't get on. Alfie has a real issue with police and authority, and you know, Geordie's kind of like always had vicars that help him, and this guy doesn't want to help him. But it kind of sets us up really nicely for the season because you see their relationship progress, and they actually have a lot more in common with each other than they first thought. And so by the end of it, of course, they are the best of friends.
I think it's going to be really interesting to see that relationship.
Yeah, the dynamic change. And that's what you want. You want it to shift between James to yours, Tom, and now to yours.
Yeah. They're all very different. They're all completely different relationships. They just all happen to solve crimes.
Lovely to see you both. Thank you for dropping by. Best of luck for the future.
Yes.
I'm sure we'll have you in when we can talk about all the new stuff. And Rishi, can't wait for people to see it.
Thank you so much.
Gradchester returns tonight, 9 o'clock on ITV1 and ITVX. Oh, hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning. We're joined now by the woman at the helm of the series, actress Rosalind Elazar, in the studio. Lovely to see you, Rosalind. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
It is a twisty, turny, wicked, handbrake turny sort of thriller that we're absolutely loving. Properly devoured it all last night with Annie,
Brilliant.
and it was great. Just in case anybody hasn't got a sense of what it is, can you explain a little bit about what goes on?
Yeah, I can, a little bit.
Not a lot. You're better doing it
in
than
Harlan
us.
Coben shows, anything that you say basically reveals the whole story. But I play Kat, who is a detective, and she's head of the missing persons unit. And she's incredibly good at her job, and she sort of immersed herself in her work after experiencing two really traumatic events in her life. One being her fiancé, Josh, played by Ashley Walters, brilliant Ashley, disappeared without a trace. And the second, her father was brutally murdered. And so she's been living with this pain for 11 years, and she sort of can't open herself up to love. So she decides to go on a dating app, and on this dating app, she discovers Josh.
The fiancé who disappeared 11 years ago.
Exactly, exactly. And so she is, her life sort of turned upside down, and she attempts to find him, and in that, secrets are unearthed, and life as she knew it is just completely turned on its head. So it's intense.
What I love about it as well is, obviously, you got married, you were going on your honeymoon, you said to your agent... In real life. You said to your agent, you know what, don't get in touch with me. Leave me alone. I'm not going... And then this script came through from Harlan. And she was like, I've got to send it.
Well, yeah, they sent it, and they're like, we're really sorry, Ros, but you're going to have to take a look at this. I was like, OK, great. So at that time, only the first episode was available, and I had to know what happened. So I downloaded the book, and I read it in 2 days, and I was sold. After I read the book, I was, I'm going to do this. And I always say that final chapter, you have no idea where the story ends up. It is so shocking.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. And it was...
that nature of his novels is what has created such a huge, ardent pack of fans that are really, really invested in the books. And then, of course, the adaptations for telly as well. That comes with a little bit of pressure, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It does. I mean, he's just the king at weaving in all these storylines, and then they come to a head at the last moment. But I honestly don't know. I don't know how he does it. And we had this expression on set that you've been Cobened.
Right.
So every time you're going up the wrong path, we go, been Cobened.
Yeah. Because he came to set, though, didn't he? He came to set on the one
He
day.
did. Yeah, he came to visit us one day, and he's such a lovely man. It was really nice to have him there.
And what an amazing cast as well. I mean, from Lenny Henry, Jimmy Nesbitt, Ashley, as you said.
Mark Warren, Steve Pemberton.
All those people. And then
I want more from Mark Warren as well. I feel
it was such a...
Mark's character, you feel like there has to be like a spin-off Because he just did that brilliantly.
Yeah, because he was just so casual with
Yes!
it. Yeah. Which made it so frightening. You know, he just didn't care.
Scary.
Didn't care about Kat.
But also for you to, like, lead the cast. This must be, and the fact that it's Harlan's work and the fact you're involved with it must just be amazing.
Yeah, it is, and I'm so grateful, and it is a pinch me moment, and I am so overwhelmed. You know, you get so much love. There's been so much love for this show, and you get all these messages, and you get messages from people in your primary schools, like, do you remember me from when we were 6 years old? And you're like, oh my God. It's like those things that, you're like, I'm so happy to see you, you know, #1 on Netflix, and Fool Me Once was such a you know, hit, and all of the Harlan Coben shows are. So I'm just so happy to be a part of it.
It was lovely. And then seeing Lisa Faulkner pop up as well, who comes in and cooks with us. And I mean, that, you know...
Totally. And then don't forget Matt Willis as well.
Matt from Busted.
I was listening to the radio and you were on with Emma.
Yeah.
And they were watching it together with their little girl.
Yeah, they were watching together, and I think she's at the age where she doesn't really understand that her dad is at work. So there's this scene right at the beginning that I'm on a date from Matt from Busted. To say the full Matt from Busted. And apparently she just gave the side eye to her dad, going, what are you doing with that one? Oh, that's not mummy. And so they had to sort of explain.
He was busted, literally.
Yeah, he was literally
He was
busted.
properly busted.
Yeah.
It was gripping, wasn't it? We loved it, and it's one of those things that you keep watching, and you watch all the way to the end, and like you say, we got Coben left, right and centre.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm very happy to sit back and watch it happen, and he's one of those people who watches any sort of crime thriller and stops and says, right, this is what I think is going to happen, blah, blah, blah. And it just didn't happen like that. It was just, we've really enjoyed it. So
good.
amazing. Can we talk Slow Horses as well, though?
We can.
He's told me, I haven't watched this yet,
my days.
but he's like, you have to, Dealey.
Like a Slow Horses addict, working with the amazing cast there, but Gary Oldman as well. I can't imagine what that's like. Gaza, you're my Gaza.
Affectionately call him. No, Gary is so, well, obviously he's amazing, but he's also just such a good and kind man. He's so lovely to work with. He's so generous. You know, I've had a great year.
I mean, so generous that he gives very generous presents. Slightly unusual.
Oh, yes.
But we should point out
he's very generous.
So his character, so the Slow Horses are a sort of group of misfit sort of spies
MI5.
that have been put out to pasture, but they can't get rid of them, and he heads them up. But he's questionable personal hygiene. He's a bit of a slob.
Yeah.
He sort of takes quite a lot of pride in smelling and smoking.
As the character.
Yeah, as the character. Which
some people actually ask me, like, does he smell in real life? I'm like, no.
But what was this present that he generously gave you?
So, yeah, in our first season, he gave us a fart in a jar. And I've actually got it on one of my shelves. Yeah. And it's like this little jar with a pink fart in it.
I know what I'm getting you for Christmas.
Yeah. Well, if it's Gary Oldman's or it's Jackson's, I'll have it. His character does that quite a lot. That's why...
He farts a lot,
yeah. He farts a lot in the series.
Yeah.
But that amazing thing that series has done, because it feels like an office drama, but it's all set in the world of espionage. It's extraordinary.
Yeah, I mean, I think what's so special about Slow Horses, it's sort of subverted the spy genre. Yeah. It's you almost go, oh, can we go back to the normal spy dramas now? Because there's such, you know, obviously they're extreme versions of human beings. You know, they're a lot to deal with. These Slow Horses. You wouldn't necessarily want to go for dinner with them, but. They are characterful and they've got big personalities and they make the spy world a little bit more human.
Yeah.
And it's not just, you know...
It's not just James Bond.
It's not just James Bond. So I think that's partly the reason why, you know, people are loving it. And also that everyone, you know, all of our characters, whilst we're all different, we're all really direct in nature. And so they might not be... immediately likeable characters, but because they're so direct, you feel actually very comfortable with them. It's like you always know where they stand with you. You're like, you look like whatever. I don't like you.
Yeah.
You know, and actually that's quite comforting to be around.
It also shows how great you are at acting them as well.
You have had a brilliant year.
Thank you.
And well done.
Absolutely. Well
Thank
done.
you.
Thoroughly deserved. It's brilliant.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. You can watch all episodes of Missing You on Netflix. Now make sure you do. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.